You know that somewhere right now, Skip Bayless is punching the air, crying, sobbing, fist balled up. You know what I'm saying? Just sick to his stomach that Kawhi Leonard has succeeded in his first season with the Toronto Raptors. What's up, you guys? This is 2RAW4TV. If you want to show support for this channel, if you want to donate to this channel, you can do so in the link provided in the description box. And thank you to all of you guys who have donated to this channel and shown your support for this channel. I really appreciate it, man. You don't know how much your support means to me on this channel, and fuck all of you haters. All right? All right. You got to wonder what he's going to say tomorrow. Because anything that he says about, oh, Leonard not having the best game and all of this shit does not matter. I'm going to ether this motherfucker right now. If you guys are active on Twitter, and if you interact with this troll, please send this video to this motherfucker, because I'm getting ready to ether this motherfucker right now. First of all, you dumb motherfucker. You're the first motherfucker, Dr. Dumbass, all right? Skip Bayless, MD. You're going to sit there and question the Warriors as to why Klay Thompson didn't come back and play. Because you are so intelligent and your eye is so grand that you could tell that that wasn't a serious knee injury. He should be able to come back and play. You are what's wrong with the fucking media. You self-important, wrinkled prune, chemically fucking colored hair charlatan. Just comes out, Klay Thompson tore his ACL. Tweet about that. What else did you tweet? Let's see. I still can't quite figure out how number 2 won his first finals MVP. He wasn't the Spurs' leading scorer in that finals. Tony Parker was. Number 2 was the third leading rebounder. Duncan averaged 15 and 10. Number 2 was third in plus minus. Manu was first. Number 2 held LeBron to 28 a game. MVP? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, interesting. See, oftentimes during the Boston Celtics run during the 60s, Bill Russell wasn't their leading scorer. Sometimes it might have been Bob Cousy. I'm just guessing off the top of my head. Other times it might have been Tommy Heinsohn. Other times, especially later on, it might have been John Havlicek. Maybe it was Sam Jones. Bill Russell didn't lead their team in assists. Field goal percentage, definitely not free throw percentage. But why is it that if there was an MVP award back then for the finals, more often than not, Bill Russell would have won that award because he was the heart and soul of that team and he was the consensus best player on that team, period. And also, Mr. Bayless, you are very selective in what games you want to nitpick. I noticed you picked, in the first 2 games, he only had 9 points apiece. How did he win MVP? Let me tell you something, you cherry picking fucking piece of shit. In the last 3 games of that series for the Spurs, Kawhi Leonard, you failed to mention this, led the team in every game. In game 3, he had 29 points. And this is when Kawhi wasn't really known for his scoring yet. He was still known for being a defensive player. So keep that into perspective, guys. This is when Kawhi Leonard was known more for his defensive ability. The offense was just a bonus then. This isn't the Kawhi Leonard we know now. This is when Kawhi was what, 22? Keep that in mind now. This is when he was 22 years old. The last 3 games of that finals, Kawhi Leonard averaged nearly 24 points, 9 rebounds, shot 69% from the floor, and 54% from three-point range, and 84% from the foul line, to go along with averaging 2 steals per game. But wrinkled prune face here doesn't give you that information. See, he's very selective in how he picks his arguments. What else does this asshole says? Let me go to his Twitter. All right, here he goes whining and complaining. Embiid was sick and hurt, which made possible number 2 making the luckiest shot in playoff history. Then KD went down from injured calf to ruptured Achilles. Then Klay Thompson, having maybe the game of his life, hurt his knee. How lucky was number 2? Look, injuries are a part of the game. It happens. Okay? Injuries happen. Maybe if Karl Malone didn't hurt his knee in 2004, the first serious injury of his career coming in his last season, maybe the Lakers actually going to win that finals. Maybe Kobe has 6 titles instead of 5 titles. Maybe Shaquille O'Neal has 5 titles instead of 4 titles. Maybe Karl Malone wins his first and only championship. Maybe Gary Payton has 2 championships. It's a part of life. As I've mentioned before, what happens if Magic and Byron Scott don't go down in '89? Maybe the Pistons only win 1 championship. What happens if Wilt Chamberlain doesn't injure his leg in Game 7 of the 1969 NBA Finals? Maybe Bill Russell only has 10 titles. I say only 10. And maybe Wilt Chamberlain has 3. And this has happened countless times before. Maybe if Isaiah Thomas doesn't injure his wrist preparing for the 1990-91 season and has surgery on it, is never the same player after that. Maybe if Larry Bird stayed healthy during the 90-91 season when the Boston Celtics got off to that 29-5 start, maybe the Bulls don't win the title that year. Injuries helped the Bulls to catapult their run in the 1990s. What if Anthony Hardaway never got injured? What if Grant Hill never got injured? What ifs, woulda, coulda, shoulda, shut the fuck up. Injuries happen. Maybe if I didn't see the sympathy from you when the Warriors benefited off of an injury depleted Cavalier squad in 2015. I don't remember you giving LeBron any breaks then. So shut up about that shit, man. I couldn't be less happy for a Finals MVP. Number 2 will always be number 2 to me. So I guess that makes him the shit, right? Here he goes. I'm just looking at his Twitter, all about woulda, coulda, shouldas. The Warriors couldn't overcome Draymond's 8 turnovers. Well, whose fault is that? Who's forced those turnovers? Toronto's closer was always Van Vliet, not number 2. No, the reason why Van Vliet was able to hit those big shots is because Steve Kerr's stupid ass fucking defense focused so much, well, not stupid for the Raptors, but focused so much on consistently double teaming Kawhi Leonard that left guys open like a Van Vliet. Okay? And let's be honest here. If this is what you're saying, if Van Vliet is the closer, then are you saying that Steve Kerr was the closer for the Bulls? Are you saying that John Paxson was the closer for the Bulls when they would consistently double team Michael Jordan? I mean, are you forgetting this shit? Seriously. I really want to debate this guy. I really want to get on that show and humiliate this person. I'm gonna tell you something else too. You know that his competitors, not his competitors, excuse me, his contemporaries, have no respect for this person. None. You never hear anybody with a good word for this guy. And it's not because he's controversial, he has a prickly personality. Look, a lot of people did not personally like Howard Cosell. They didn't like him personally, but they respected Howard Cosell for what he brought to broadcasting, his knowledge of sports, and what he did, as far as taking up for Muhammad Ali and whatever. Nobody has anything nice to say about this guy because they don't even respect him. Skip Bayless is trash, man. He's what's wrong with sports now. He does not give you objective analysis. He is extraordinarily biased. He has an agenda, okay? And he's dangerous if you listen to him. If you listen to him, he'll give you flawed, he'll end up giving you a flawed, biased perspective. He doesn't even call this guy by his fucking name. He calls him by a jersey number, which, in all honesty, kind of stinks of, I don't even want to go there. You know what? Fuck it. I'll go there with it. To me, it kind of almost stinks of relegating Kawhi Leonard to second-class citizenship. I know it sounds ridiculous. He's a millionaire and shit like that. But if you reduce a man to like his jersey number, you're basically saying you don't even respect him as a person. All because he left your organization. Your stinking-ass organization that was lucky to have had great players like David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, you know what I'm saying? Kawhi Leonard. But now that run is over. And you're a very spiteful individual, man. Look at this shit. Kyle Lowry deserves MVP. This guy's a fucking troll, man. Kyle Lowry has had so many bad games. Well, Kyle Lowry deserves MVP. Sometimes good things happen to bad guys. Number 2 just proved that basketball crime pays. All I see is a bunch of whining on this fucking page. Lucky breaks from Embiid to KD to Clay. Meant to be. Klay Thompson was running and jumping on his knee. ESPN reported he told his father he did not hear anything pop. He obviously should be allowed to give it a go. But he tore his ACL. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking clown. Fuck they giving you all that money. You need to give me that fucking money times 2. You ain't fucking shit, man.